Hello friends, today I will discuss about interference rule in artificial intelligence, and I am going to discuss what is interference rule, what is importance of interference rule in AI, as well as I will discuss type of interference rule with example, so you can easily understand why we require interference rule and what conclusion we find out. So let me discuss about the interference rule, or what is interference. So basically interference means to find a conclusion based on the fact, information and evidence. Whatever information we have to find a conclusion, and that conclusion is going to respond according to question raised, according to query raised, and whatever user is asking to the system. So basically इंटरफेरेंस इज ए प्रोसेस टू फाइंड ए कंक्लूजन. जो भी हमारे पास इंफॉर्मेशन है, फैक्ट्स है, एविडेंस है, उसके बेसिस पे जो भी कंक्लूजन फाइंड आउट होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड इंफरेंस. सो इन सिंपल वर्ड, when we conclude the facts and figure to reach a particular decision, that is called interference. मीन्स जो भी आपके पास इंफॉर्मेशन थी, फैक्ट्स था, फिगर था, उसके बाद उसको कंक्लूड करने के बाद जो भी मैसेज या जो भी डिसीजन रेडी होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड इंटरफेरेंस. सो इन आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस द एक्सपर्ट सिस्टम और एनी एजेंट परफॉर्म दिस टास्क. बेसिकली व्हाट हैपन व्हेन यू रेज ए क्यूरी. तो जिससे हमने कि पिछली क्लास में बताया था कि जैसे ही कोई यूजर ने क्यूरी जनरेट की, फिर वहाँ ACR आता है जो वॉइस इसको रिकॉग्नाइज करता है, देन वो आगे NLP को ट्रांसफ़र करते हैं, देन दे फाइंड आंसर, देन गिव द डिसीजन और आंसर. तो बेसिकली इन आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस सिस्टम ये जो इंटरफेरेंस प्रोसीजर है वो हैंडल बाय एक्सपर्ट सिस्टम या एनी एजेंट, क्योंकि यही हमें जो भी यूजर है उसको आंसर देते हैं. So in the interference engine, the information and facts present in the knowledge base are considered according to the situation, and the engine make the conclusion out of these facts, and based on which the further processing and decision making takes place in agent. So basically there is a component that is called interference engine. Basically interference engine connect to the knowledge base, and knowledge base is that place where all the information, facts, situation, all thing is stored. And after conclusion, interference engine find out information and send for further processing, and decision making takes place in the agent. So the interference process is an agent takes place according to some rule which are known as interference rule or rule of interference. So basically the interference process जो भी एजेंट द्वारा टेकन प्लेस की जाती है या जो भी डिसीजन लिए जाते हैं, these are based on some rules and which are known as interference rule or rule of interference, कि how and which method the agent is going to take the decision or going to take the conclusion. So interference rule are the template for generating valid argument, if argument is valid or not. Interference rule are applied to derive proofs in artificial intelligence, and the proof is sequence of the conclusion that leads to the desired goal. In interference rule, the implication among all the connectivities plays an important role. So there are following terminology which are related to interference rule. First one is implication. So if P then Q means implication means if A statement then second statement. कह सकते हैं कि अगर यह है तब वो होगा. तो basically this is called implication. So this is one of the logical connectivities which can be represented as P imply Q, and it is Boolean expression. So the material conditional is a operation commonly used in logic when the condition symbol is interpreted as a material implication. A formula P implication Q is true unless P is true and Q is false. So how we can represent implication? If it is raining, then I am indoors. If it is raining, then I am indoor. So basically this condition represent implication. If P, then Q. Converse means if Q, then P. This is just reverse of implication, we can say, and it's also work on same as like implication. The converse of implication, which means the right hand side proposition goes to left hand side and vice versa. So it can be written as just reverse P implication Q. Now this can be written as Q implication P. If they cancel school, then it rains. If I am indoor, then it is raining. Okay, so this is just reverse of implication. Now contrapositive, if not Q, then not P. Yes, the negation of converse is termed as contrapositive, and it can be represented as like this. Now here only difference is that negation is added. Now just compare to this, negation is added. If they do not cancel school, then it doesn't rain. This is example. Inverse means, now this is reverse of implication, we can say, if not P, then not Q. So if doesn't rain, they do not cancel school. So basically these are some interference rule or terminology which is very much important when our system is going to find conclusion on the basis of the information and facts. Now when discuss about types of interference rule, so first one is and most important rule is modus ponens. This is very much important rule. The modus ponens rule is one of the most important rules of the interference, and it states that if P and P implication Q is true, then we can infer that Q will be true. And now this is basically notation of modus ponens, how we can represent modus. Okay. So example, if I am sleepy, then I go to bed. This imply P implication Q. Second, I am sleepy, P conclusion, I go to bed, means if P and P implication Q is true, then we can say Q will be also true. So by this example you can easily understand how this is going to work. Now the form of modus ponens argument resemble a syllogism with two premises and a conclusion. If P, then Q. P, therefore Q. So basically when here we term use syllogism. So syllogism is a form of arguing in which two statements are used to prove that a third statement is true. For example, all human are mortal, I am human, therefore I am mortal. So I think आपने बहुत से ऐसे एग्जाम्पल लिखे होंगे कि if A बराबर B, B बराबर C, that's why A बराबर C. So that is called syllogism. So here we are talking about syllogism. So the first premise is a conditional if then claim, namely that P implies Q, and the second premise is an assertion that P antecedent of the conditional claim. In the case, from these two premises, it can be logically concluded that Q, the consequent of the conditional claim, must be case as well as. So basically an antecedent is the first half of a hypothetical proposition. Whenever the if clause precedes then clause, in some contexts antecedent is called the प्रोटेसिस. तो बेसिकली जब भी हम कोई दो आर्गूमेंट यूज कर रहे हैं तो जो इफ वाला पोर्शन है देन पोर्शन है दैट इज कॉल्ड एंटीसीडेंट, एंड जो कॉन्सिक्वेंट होता है इज द सेकेंड हाफ ऑफ ए हाइपोथेटिकल प्रोपोजिशन. So in the standard form of such proposition, it is part that follows then. So in an application, if P implies Q, then P is called antecedent and Q is called consequent. Now here an example of an argument that fits the form of modus ponens. If today is Tuesday, then John will go to work, and today is Tuesday, therefore John will go to work. So this is also example of modus ponens. Now modus tollens, this is second rule. So the modus tollens rule states that if P implies Q is true and not Q is true, then not P will be also true. So this is a method of representation of modus tollens. So statement, if I am sleepy, then I go to bed. So I do not go to the bed, which infers that I am not sleepy. So by these two statements you can easily understand how modus tollens works. Now this is same, if P then Q, not Q, therefore not Q. So by this example you can easily understand. Okay. So example, if the dog detects the intruder, the dog will bark. The dog did not bark, means therefore no intruder was detected by the dog. Here example, if I am the X murderer, then I can use an X. I cannot use an X, therefore I am not the X murderer. So now one is also important thing, third interference rule, hypothetical syllogism. The hypothetical syllogism rule states that if P implication R is true and P implication Q is true, then Q implication R will be also true. जैसे कि मैंने अभी पिछले स्लाइड में बात किया है कि A इक्वल टू B, B इक्वल टू C, then A इक्वल टू C. So in same manner आपका हाइपोथेटिकल सिलोजिज्म काम करता है. जैसे यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं, if you have my home key, then you can unlock my home. This implicate P implication Q. If you can unlock my home, then you can take my money. Q implication R means if you have my home key, then you can take my money. This will be true. तो बेसिकली यहाँ पे आप दोनों स्टेटमेंट एक दूसरे से रिलेट है. देखा जाए, इफ यू हैव माई होम की P, this is Q, this is Q, this is R, then that's why P implication R. So this is called hypothetical syllogism. So a syllogism is a three-part logical argument based on the deductive reasoning in which two premises are combined to arrive at a conclusion. So long as the premises of the syllogism are true and the syllogism is correctly structured, the conclusion will be true. Okay. So in the syllogism, the more general premises is called the major premises, means all mammals are animal, that is the example of major, and the more specific premises is called minor premises. Premises are infant as mammals. So these are structure of syllogism. Syllogism can be represented using the following three-line structure in which A, B and C stand for different terms. All A are B, all C are A, therefore all C are B. So these are some examples, so you can easily understand the structure of syllogism. Now inversal syllogism. So inversal syllogism are called inversal because they use word that applied completely and totally, such as no and none or all and only. So the two most common forms of inversal syllogism are all A are B and all C are A. So all C are B means whenever we are talking about no, none, all, only, means that is example of inversal syllogism. Particular syllogism means this type of syllogism used as like some or most instead of all or none, because here some means हम कुछ चीज़ों की बात कर रहे हैं, most मतलब not all but mostly. तो बेसिकली इन्वर्सल में क्या होता है कि हम टोटली उन चीज़ों के बारे में बात करते हैं, मीन्स सभी हो सकते हैं, कोई नहीं हो सकता है, केवल वही होगा. बट इन केस ऑफ पर्टिकुलर कुछ हो सकता है, हद से ज़्यादा हो सकते हैं. तो दीज आर एग्जाम्पल ऑफ पर्टिकुलर syllogism as like all A are B and some C are A. So therefore some C are B, but here we cannot say कि all C are B. Now Antithemes are logical argument in which one or more of the premises is not explicitly stated, but it is implied. So basically, there is an example. Socrates is mortal because he is human. So here you can find that there are something hidden. So basically what happened, an enthymeme is a kind of abbreviated syllogism in which the writer presumes that the audience will accept the implied and unstated premises. इसमें क्या होता है कि कुछ भी अगर सपोज वन स्टेटमेंट इज मिसिंग, तो ये उम्मीद की जाती है कि ऑडियंस कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि यस व्हाट इज मिसिंग एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट दे कैन फाइंड कंक्लूजन. Now next one is disjunctive syllogism. So the disjunctive syllogism rule states that if P disjunctive Q is true and not P is true, then Q will be true. So it can be represented as like this. This is the way how you can represent. So if today is Sunday or Monday, okay, so today is not Sunday, today is Monday. So by this statement you can easily understand what is meaning. Today is Sunday or Monday. Okay, this imply P disjunctive Q. Okay, now today is not Sunday. Okay, if today is not Sunday, definitely today is Monday, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कहा जा रहा है कि आज संडे हो सकता है, आज शनिवार हो सकता है, सोमवार हो सकता है, लेकिन आज संडे नहीं है, तो इसका मतलब क्या है, सोमवार है. तो दिस इज कॉल्ड disjunctive syllogism. So either my pet is dog or my pet is cat. My pet is not cat, इसका मतलब my pet is dog. Now addition. So addition means the addition rule is one of the common interference rule, and it states that if P is true, then P addition Q will be true. So I have a vanilla ice cream and I have a chocolate ice cream. So I have vanilla or chocolate ice cream. So this type of statement can be represented as like this after the conclusion. Now simplification. So the simplification rule states that if P intersection Q is true, then Q or P will be also true. It can be represented as like this. So he studies very hard and he is best boy in the class. So therefore he studies very hard. Now last one is type of interference rule, that is resolution. So the resolution rule states that if P inverse Q and not P intersection R is true, then Q inverse R will also true. So here by this example you can easily understand all Greeks are European. Homer is a Greek, therefore Homer is European. So this is all about in this class about interference. So thank you for watching this. Thank you.